We have a series of goals we've got to address. The pledges, yes. We need to have a research group in law and zoning and real estate. We need to have a group that will work with the City of New York, because we're going to need to work on different tracks at the same time. Yes, we will do everything in our power to persuade Walgreens to provide a full-service supermarket, but we're going to need, in any event, to bring in competition no matter what, meaning another supermarket. We're going to need to bring in some kind of competition. And so, so that is another important purpose in relation to a research group and I believe also Lauren mentioned a media group, public relations, and coordination in relation to that, because we need to tell our story. If we're going to be in a confrontation with a big corporation, believe me, that our neighborhood will have to have some good people telling our side of the story before they do their thing, because they've got a lot more money than we do. But we've got the power of righteousness on our side, all right? And so we will also need to take a look at whether we have any legal recourse or not. We have some great lawyers in the neighborhood, and they'll be trying to help us out a little bit, I'm sure.
So just getting straight to it, so what we want to do is set up committees. If you've never been on a committee, this is a great time to join. It's just a way to get everybody organized so we can really keep the pressure on. People can focus on the issues that are involved, that are important, and we can make a big impact, because I'll tell you, I am sure that Walgreens is monitoring what we're doing, and we need to be very organized. There's probably someone in the room right now, hi, whoever, but you know, this is a lot of people to show up for something, so we could really make an impact.
The page, again, is meant to be a central point where you can find all the information, all the links for everything. The Google group is great to sign up and have be part of an email list and get the emails. What we did come up with is going back to putting the pressure on Walmart, basically through shame. And Walgreens, sorry. And we need something to back it, and in the discussion came to the petition that Leonora had started, or Change.org, and really having to push, get as many signatures as we can on that petition to use that, because that's what has sparked coverage, news coverage for many other topics, many other situations. I personally sign petitions all the time on Change.org. I get follow-up emails, national change, whether it is big companies like Walmart, other companies where things have happened with individual employees. One employee that for some reason was let go for whatever reason, and it seemed unjust and unfair, and there were enough people that signed this petition that it gets more media coverage. Like the old saying goes, nothing attracts a crowd like a crowd. And the same thing is going to go with this petition. If we could get thousands of signatures on this, then we work social media, we work more traditional media. Hopefully somebody can have experience or know somebody that can put out press releases and really get some of the traditional media, maybe national coverage, to get it. Ideally, you know, you have a 60 minutes where somebody pulls the CEO down for an interview and says, you know, they explain what our story is. It's a compelling story. You know, we need help. There's no supermarket here. You sit down with the CEO and basically ask the questions like, well, is it your business model to make money? Why would you make a store? Why would you open a store that nobody wants to shop at that's not going to make money? It really comes down to that. And when you have somebody like that on a national level and having national exposure, maybe that opens their eyes. And so again, it focuses back to the petition. We need thousands and thousands of signatures. It doesn't have to be limited to our little community. Get everybody that you can to sign it.
Thanks.
So right now, what we'd like to organise is pickets, little protests outside other Walgreens starting with the Walgreens in Kensington because it is the closest one here, and we know we can get people from that neighbourhood to come and support us. We don't have a proposal for a date yet, but I think that's something we'll work out and send it out on the list in the next week or two. And like what we need is 10 or more people from this neighbourhood to come down, and I can produce 10 people from our neighbourhood, maybe more, to join. But we're also going to try and draw up a list of where all the other Walgreens and Windsors are in this part of England and think about how we could target them. But we also talked about once Walgreens opens, one of the things we discussed is the fact that it's not just the neighbourhood that they're going to use as their customer base. They have a big car park, they're just stone's throw away from the expressway. One proposal very articulately put by Marilyn is to have teams of people who go in to shop there, who fill their baskets to the brim, who have all their coupons with them. They all go up and they fill up the lines. And Walgreens is always understaffed. The lines are bad anyway. I mean, based on the Walgreens in Kensington. It would not be hard to turn a 2-person line into a 15-person line quite quickly. If there are people shopping there, which of course we hope there aren't. But and then these people, they get up there and every item, oh, but I thought this was 2 for 1, and can you please check that? And then again, oh, no, you know what? It's more than I was going to spend, I'm sorry, and walk out. So that's one idea, to do that, on a rolling basis every now and again. Another idea is to encourage people to park their cars in the car park. Be a bit of a challenge to fill that car park up, but we could do it. This again is if it turns out that they are targeting people from coming off the expressway. Going hand in hand with that is the idea that there should be pickets at the car park handing out leaflets the first couple of weeks it's open, certainly. Making sure that passing traffic, there'll be signs in the windows. We have a suggestion for the sign committee. We want a really big sign that faces the exit from the expressway, like whether it's in the back of somebody's yard or like something that stops driver. Like you're driving along the expressway thinking, will I go to the Walgreens in Windsor Terrace or will I turn off at Church Avenue and stop in one of the pharmacies there? We want you to go to Church Avenue. We don't want you stopping on Windsor Terrace. Let's let you know that before you even turn off the expressway. So those are, I think that's all our ideas.
Our committee has decided to, we think, to try and come up with a logo for the Walgreens, boycott Walgreens, that will be immediately recognizable to anyone who sees our literature or the t-shirts that we're going to produce. I'm going to be working with a couple of other people on the committee who have some graphic arts experience to try and come up with a good logo, and we'll pass it, around and make sure everybody kind of agrees with it. And so that's going to happen in the next week or so. Bob has already got some posters underway with Leonora that we're going to start. We're going to get the names of the people who will become the block captains to distribute in the neighborhood and try and get some donations for the materials to produce more signs. So that's basically what we're doing.
A charge for the committee, which was to explore ways for Windsor Terrace residents to purchase high-quality, reasonably priced food, especially in light of the loss of key food. There were a number of people that participated in the discussion who were members of the Park Slope Food Co-op, and one who was actually a member of the Cortelyou Road Co-op. They gave us their experiences, and they did even talk about how difficult it was to set up a co-op, and that we might consider starting with a food buying club. So the group is going to meet within the next couple of weeks. What we're going to invite is someone from the Park Slope Food Co-op to talk to us about how does one start one up. We're also going to look for some information and possibly someone who can come and talk to us about how to set up a food buying club. The thing that we've created is a listserv. So if you have an email address and you want to participate in this, get me your email address, because what we're going to do is we're going to have a reply all discussion amongst the 12 people that were participating in this discussion as we move forward.
Reaching out to do shopping or helping people who are desperately in need of food right now. So I'm hoping pretty soon that people will coalesce for that committee. But in the interim, I would suggest that every committee that has formed, people be talking and thinking and on the lookout for people right now who really are in need either of transportation or food. I think people are not going to come forward for the most part. They're not calling Councilman Lander's office in droves, probably for a lot of reasons, and I suspect for people who really have low income, shame may be one of those reasons. So I think we all have to think really hard and really deliberately looking for those people on our blocks.
My suggestion would be we're going to be making a massive effort to get signs into every window in the neighborhood. So the people that will be going around to distribute signs, knocking on doors, one of the questions should be, do you need any help with groceries? If we can do something here. If you let us know what we can do, we can get the information back to whoever needs it. So.
Flyering about a community grocery carpool, so that individuals can go to our website or give me a call in the office and fill out a form both to volunteer to drive your neighbors, seniors or otherwise, and if you're in need of a ride, you can also contact us as well. So you can feel free to do that, and it would be terrific if there were a group of people here who wanted to spearhead that and also take that on. We'd be happy for the help.
Please just give us a call, take your order, we'll deliver it. If you would rather come down, we could send a car to pick you up. We've been doing that anyway since we've opened up. We're not as big as the Windsor Terrace store that closed, but we carry the same products, and anything that we don't have, we'll gladly order it. So anything that you need, it's just like a regular key food. You can carry everything.
And again, this is from the Key Food, 5th Avenue, Wall Street, the brand new one that just opened.